What's up you guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be making some sugar cookies. I am very excited. This is my favorite sugar cookie recipe. I developed it myself. And these sugar cookies are cutout cookies, which means that they're perfect for rolling out and using cookie cutters to make fun and awesome shapes with your sugar cookie dough. Now that does mean that these are not the kind of cookies that you'll want to just roll a ball of dough and pop them in the oven because they don't spread. That's how this recipe was designed. And I will show you what to do in this video if you just want to make a classic circle cookie with this dough. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start out by mixing together our dry ingredients. So we're going to add 1.5 cups all-purpose flour, along with 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and half a teaspoon of salt. And now we're just going to give that a whisk. Okay, so our dry ingredients are well combined, so now we're just going to set this off to the side. Now in this bowl I have 1 stick of butter softened to room temperature, and now I'm going to add in 1 cup of sugar. Also, a side note, look how cute this little puppy dog jar is. I love it. Oh my goodness. So we're just going to add in 1 cup of sugar. And now we're going to beat this together for about 2 minutes until it is fluffy and light in color. You'll want to use a hand or stand mixer for this part because creaming butter and sugar by hand is a very difficult task. Okay, this is looking good, nice and creamy. Don't worry if your butter and sugar mixture is a little bit gritty, just because in the sugar cookie dough, there is a higher ratio of butter to sugar than there sometimes is when you're making like a cake or something. So don't worry about that. It's perfectly normal. So now we're ready to move on to the next step. Next, we're going to beat in 1 large egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is looking fantastic. Now the last thing to do before our dough is finished is to add our dry ingredients into our wet ingredients. So I'm just going to pour this in. And now I'm just going to beat the dry and wet together. Start out on a slow speed or else you'll get a big flour cloud everywhere and that makes a mess. Start out slow and then you can increase the speed once the flour starts to combine into the dough. Okay, so our sugar cookie dough is already finished. It looks great. This is one of the reasons why I love sugar cookies, because they're so fast and easy to make. So now I'm just going to take the dough, scoop it out, and then here I just have a little piece of plastic cling wrap. And I'm just going to kind of shape the dough into a little disc. Boom, boom, boom. It will be a little bit sticky, but that's okay. There we go. And now I'm just going to wrap it up. Here we go. Now I'm just gonna pop our little disc into the fridge to chill for about 30 minutes. Okay, so I just pulled my dough out of the fridge. Now it's time to roll it out so that we can cut our cookies. So I have a little bit of flour here and I'm just going to dust my work surface because we don't want the dough to stick to the table and make a mess. And then I have my rolling pin here and I'm just gonna do the same thing to the rolling pin so that the dough doesn't stick to the rolling pin. There we go. Now I'm going to unwrap my dough and place it on the flour. Now it's time to roll it out. Okay, so our dough is rolled out. It looks great. So now it's time to cut our cookies so we can bake them. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it's not smart to just roll a ball and pop them in the oven because then your cookies aren't going to spread at all. So what I like to do if I just want to have a classic round cookie is I just use a circle cookie cutter. Now if you don't have one of those, you can just make a ball, place it on the pan, and then use like your hand or a fork and press it down into a cookie shape. That works too, but I prefer to do it this way just so that all my cookies are nice and even and round. Now it's time to cut out our cookies. Okay, so I finished cutting out my cookies. I only cut out 6 right now because that was all that I could fit on my little rectangle of dough, but I still have a bunch more dough left, so you can definitely make multiple batches of this. So now I have a cookie sheet that has been greased and lined with parchment paper, and I'm just going to transfer my cookies onto the sheet. Okay, these look great, so now I'm going to go and bake them at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 8 to 12 minutes, depending on the size of the cookie. You know that it's done when the edges are just a light golden brown. So now let's go bake them. Okay, so my cookies have baked. I gave them plenty of time to cool, and now it's time for the most fun part, the decorating. So, pro tip, never decorate or put icing on a cookie that is still warm, or really anything, cupcakes, cakes, cookies. If your dessert is still warm when you try and put icing on it, it's just gonna melt and you're just gonna have a soggy pool of butter on your cookie. That's not what we want. So my cookies are 100% cool. I have some American buttercream in this bowl and then some fun little rainbow sprinkles to add a pop of color to our cookies. So you can use whatever kind of icing you like. If you're doing a more detailed design on your cookie though, I recommend using royal icing. But today I'm just gonna go for a classic and simple design. Little icing, little sprinkles, lots of yum. So also look how perfect these cookies bake. They held their shape so well, nice and round. It's amazing. They look perfect. So now let's decorate. So I'm just gonna use my little offset spatula here and get some icing. And then just for a little pop of color, I'm gonna add a little bit of this sprinkle mix. So cute. It has not just the rainbow sprinkles, but has little stars and little balls. So cute. And I'm gonna repeat that with the rest of the cookies. Okay, so our sugar cookies are finished now. They look so yummy and so amazing. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see a video where I decorate sugar cookies more like detailed and do some like sugar cookie art, because I know this was more about the recipe and just a very simple design. So let me know in the comments below if that's something that you would be interested in. And now it's time for the best part, the taste test. Have a little bite. It's so good. Crunchy on the outside, soft in the middle with this creamy buttercream. Way better than any cookie you could ever buy in the store. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe, ring the bell to receive notifications every time I post a new video. And make sure to like this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!